The creator of D&D's Eberron, Keith Baker, is going to share with us his favorite role-playing story.
There's two that come to mind. The other moment I'll say is much more recent. In my Patreon, as I said, I run a game. Part of what's interesting about it is the story and the characters are ongoing, but the players change every month because any patron can apply to be in the character. It's amazing to me how well the story has evolved in spite of that. We had this session where it was a little bit of labyrinth. One of the characters, basically accidental warlock, if you will. She makes a deal with an archfey, gets all sorts of cool powers, and in the process accidentally, gives away her brother. And her baby brother. And so now she's going to Thelanis to get her brother back. And she's got this golden fiddle, essentially, that she won. She's become a bard, but she's got to go get her brother back. And at the very end of this, they go through all this stuff, face these crazy challenges, and at the very end, they meet a masked servant of the Archfey and basically get into Devil Went Down to Georgia Golden Fiddle Off contest. Amazing. We're doing this duel, we're playing it out, we're describing it. She's winning and she's psyched about it, and he's playing a song that feels familiar to her, and she's like, oh, well, I remember that song, and I'm going to start playing it. I'm going to play it better than him, and just crushes and humiliates him. And it's at that moment that his mask falls off and she realizes that's her brother. And he's been stranded in Thelanis for like 10 years of his time. And it's this, not only did she strand him and sort of essentially give him away and leave him here, but now she's crushed him, she's tried to be like, she's crushed him. And it was so like, when the player realized it, she was so like completely gut-wrenched, and I actually got tears in my eyes because it was she was so torn up, and she didn't mean, she was trying to save him. She thought, and again, it was just this moment where it went beyond the die rolls winning the contest and just really like hit everybody there watching right at home. And part of because how much the character, the player herself and the other characters had invested in that moment. And that is what I love. One of the things I do as a DM is I ask a lot of questions. I ask the players to add details. And the reason I like to do that is because it makes it their story. And the reason we get that investment is when you've allowed the person to build enough that they do care about their brother.